Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm delighted to have you here today. My name is Dr. S.K. Singh, and I hold a PhD in this field. Today, we're going to explore the regulatory expectations for alcohol-based disinfectants. On this first slide, I just want to set the stage and give you a quick overview of what we'll be covering. We'll discuss the key regulatory requirements, standards, and best practices to ensure your disinfectants meet the necessary guidelines. So, let's get started and dive into this important topic together. Welcome to our discussion on alcohol-based disinfectants, or ABDs, which are widely used in various settings. They play a crucial role in maintaining hygiene and preventing the spread of germs. You'll find them mainly used for hand hygiene, such as hand sanitizers, and for disinfecting surfaces to keep environments safe. When we talk about the active ingredients, the most common ones are ethanol, also known as ethyl alcohol, and isopropyl alcohol, often called IPA. These substances are effective at killing a broad range of microorganisms, making them essential tools in infection control. Now, an important point to remember is that the regulatory classification of these products can differ depending on their use. For instance, hand sanitizers containing alcohol are often classified as over-the-counter drugs, meaning they're regulated as medicinal products. On the other hand, surface disinfectants that contain alcohol are generally categorized as biocides or disinfectants, which are regulated under different standards. Understanding these distinctions is key, as it influences how these products are formulated, marketed, and used. Throughout this presentation, we'll explore how these disinfectants are formulated, their efficacy, and the regulatory landscape that ensures their safe and effective use. Let's take a closer look at product classification. First, we'll talk about hand sanitizers. These are considered OTC, or over-the-counter drugs, which means they can be purchased without a prescription. Because of that, they must meet specific drug regulatory requirements to ensure they're safe and effective for consumers. Moving on to surface disinfectants, these fall under a different category. They are regulated as pesticides or biocides, which involves a different set of rules. To bring a surface disinfectant to market, you need to obtain efficacy registration, proving that it actually works against the microbes it's intended to target. Understanding these classifications is key because it impacts how these products are developed, marketed, and used. This distinction also highlights the importance of compliance in ensuring consumer safety and product effectiveness across different types of disinfectant products. Let's take a closer look at the active ingredient requirements. The permitted actives in hand sanitizers are primarily ethanol and isopropyl alcohol, which are both effective disinfectants. When it comes to regulatory ranges, ethanol typically needs to be between 60 and 95% by volume, giving some flexibility depending on the formulation. Similarly, isopropyl alcohol, or IPA, is usually within the range of 70 to 91.3% VV. To give you an example, the World Health Organization has a standard formulation that uses either 80% ethanol or 75% IPA. These concentrations are considered optimal for ensuring effective disinfection while maintaining safety and stability. Understanding these ranges is crucial because they ensure the sanitizer is both safe for use and effective against germs. And, as we see, there's a bit of flexibility within these ranges, allowing formulators to adapt based on specific needs or regulations. Overall, these active ingredient requirements are foundational to producing a reliable and effective hand sanitizer. Let's talk about the efficacy requirements for disinfectants. First, the minimum alcohol content needed for effectiveness is 60% or higher. This means that if the alcohol content is below 60%, it might not reliably kill the germs we want to target. Next, the spectrum of activity is quite broad. These disinfectants are bactericidal, virucidal, and fungicidal, so they can effectively kill bacteria, viruses, and fungi. However, it's important to note that they are not effective against spores, which are a more resistant form of some microorganisms. Finally, an example claim you might see is kills 99.9% of bacteria and viruses. But remember, such claims must be validated through proper testing to ensure they are accurate and reliable. All of these points highlight how crucial it is to choose the right disinfectant with the proper alcohol content and spectrum of activity to ensure effective cleaning and safety. Now let's talk about safety and toxicology expectations. First, it's crucial to understand that certain substances are strictly prohibited. For example, methanol is not allowed because it's highly toxic and can cause poisoning if present in our products. We need to make sure that any formulation does not contain methanol to protect consumers. Additionally, impurity control is a key part of our safety standards. We must set and adhere to limits on impurities like aldehydes, benzene, and others. These impurities can pose health risks, so controlling their levels is essential for safety. Finally, dermal safety testing is required. This means we need to evaluate how our products interact with skin to ensure they are safe for use. Overall, these measures help us maintain high safety standards, minimize health risks, and ultimately ensure consumer trust in our products. Let's talk about raw material quality. When it comes to alcohol used in our processes, it must meet specific standards to ensure safety and efficacy. It should comply with USB or other pharmacopoeial standards, or have a clearly defined purity level. This helps guarantee that the alcohol is of consistent quality and suitable for pharmaceutical or medicinal use. Now, focusing on ethanol purity, the typical guidance is that it should be at least 94.9% before any dilution occurs. This level of purity is crucial because it impacts the final product's safety and effectiveness. For example, technical-grade ethanol can be used, but only if there are strict controls over impurities. This ensures that even though it's technically a lower grade, it still meets the necessary safety standards through rigorous impurity management. Overall, maintaining high-quality raw materials is fundamental to producing safe, reliable products, and understanding these standards helps us uphold those quality expectations across the board. Now let's talk about manufacturing and the GMP requirements that are essential for ensuring quality and safety. First, compliance with good manufacturing practices, or GMP, is absolutely critical in our industry. It's about making sure that every step of production meets strict standards. One of the key points is having validated processes in place. This means we need to thoroughly verify that our manufacturing methods consistently produce products that meet quality specifications. Validation isn't just a one-time thing. It's an ongoing assurance that processes remain reliable over time. Next, batch traceability is crucial. We must be able to track every batch of product from raw materials through to finished goods. This transparency helps us quickly identify and address any issues that might arise, ensuring safety and compliance. Contamination control is another vital aspect. We need rigorous measures to prevent any contamination during manufacturing, which protects both the integrity of the product and the health of patients. And all these requirements are rooted in regulatory standards, specifically outlined in 21 CFR Part 211. This regulation provides the foundation for GMP compliance in the industry, guiding us to produce safe, effective, and high-quality products consistently. So, in summary, GMP compliance encompasses validated processes, thorough traceability, contamination prevention, and adherence to regulatory standards. These are the pillars that support quality manufacturing across the board. Let's talk about labeling requirements, which are a crucial part of ensuring product safety and proper use. First, mandatory label elements include the active ingredient and its concentration. This helps users understand exactly what is in the product and how potent it is. Next, we need to specify the intended use, whether it's for hands or surfaces. Clarifying this prevents misuse and ensures the product is applied correctly. Another essential element is clear directions for use. This guides users on how to apply the product safely and effectively. Lastly, warnings are vital, such as flammability warnings or risks of ingestion. For example, you might see a label that says, "For external use only, flammable." These warnings help prevent accidents and protect users from harm. Overall, these labeling requirements not only inform consumers, but also promote safe handling and proper application, which ties into our broader goal of ensuring safety and compliance across all products. Now, when it comes to performance and testing, there are a few key studies we need to focus on to ensure our product meets all necessary standards. First, we have antimicrobial efficacy testing, which is crucial to demonstrate that our formulation effectively kills or inhibits microorganisms. This helps ensure safety and reliability in real-world use. Next, there are stability studies. These tests are essential to confirm that our product maintains its effectiveness, quality, and safety over time, under various storage conditions. It's all about making sure the product remains dependable until its expiration date. Third, we need to verify the alcohol content. Accurate alcohol levels are vital because they directly impact the disinfectant's efficacy. Too little alcohol, and it might not work. Too much, and it could cause unnecessary skin irritation or other issues. To give you some examples, we often use standardized tests like N1500 to assess hand rub efficacy, which is a European standard. For surface disinfectants, ASTM and EPA methods are commonly employed. These recognized protocols help us validate that our product performs as intended, whether on hands or surfaces. Overall, these studies and tests form the backbone of our quality assurance process, ensuring that the product is both safe and effective for everyday use. Let's take a closer look at the registration and approval pathways for different types of disinfectants. For hand sanitizers, the key point is that they need to comply with the OTC monograph established by the US FDA. This means they must meet specific standards and guidelines to be marketed legally. When it comes to surface disinfectants, the pathway involves obtaining EPA registration, which requires providing efficacy data to prove that the product effectively kills the targeted microorganisms. This step is crucial to ensure safety and performance. For medical device disinfectants, the process can be a bit more complex. They may require 510(k) clearance, which involves submitting data to demonstrate that the product is substantially equivalent to a legally marketed predicate device. Understanding these pathways is essential, as they help us navigate regulatory requirements and bring our products to market efficiently. Each pathway is tailored to the type of product and its intended use, connecting directly to our overall goal of compliance and safety in disinfectant development. Let's now turn our attention to risk management and recalls. In this area, understanding the common regulatory risks is crucial for maintaining compliance and safety. One key risk is substandard alcohol levels, specifically those below 60%, which can lead to regulatory action and consumer safety concerns. Contamination is another significant issue, particularly with harmful substances like methanol, which can be deadly if present in alcoholic products. Mislabeling also poses serious risks, as incorrect information can mislead consumers and result in regulatory penalties. For example, there have been FDA import alerts issued for low-alcohol sanitizers, highlighting how regulators are vigilant about product quality and safety. Recognizing these risks allows us to implement effective management strategies and ensure our products meet all regulatory requirements, ultimately protecting both our consumers and our brand. For further support, please feel free to contact us. We're here to help and provide any additional information or assistance you might need. Thank you so much for your time and attention today.